What is up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Erin Bees. I'm a wife, a mom, a military veteran, a certified personal trainer, and I spent 13 and a half years in multi-level marketing, healed my way out, and now I'm using all of my social media platforms to educate and raise awareness around the dangers of multi-level marketing companies and the tactics used by their reps. If you'd like to follow me on social media, I'm the most active on Instagram at The Real Beast Mode. I do some fun things on TikTok while we have it. Hopefully it sticks around. Erin Bees is how you can find me there. And I'm also on Blue Sky, Erin Bees over there. So pick your platform. Let's have some fun. Today, speaking of fun, today is going to be a wild ride. I would imagine. I have not watched this, but one thing I love is watching somebody in an MLM that swore up and down that their products were incredible. And I used to do it too when I would jump from company to company, 6 companies over 13 and a half years. But I love when they swear that this new product is even better than the last product, but they're saying the same things. They're saying the same things that they would say the previous company's products did in the new company. Just prepare yourselves for a wild ride. This is Bree, and if you don't remember, I've covered Bree several times. This is somebody that I have spent time with in real life. She was the one that was giving her child Pruvit's ketones with all the sodium in it. Y'all remember that? Yeah, she was real mad I covered that. But hey, don't give your kids, don't give your infant, your toddler, your very young toddler, don't give them high sodium supplements unless your pediatrician suggests it, which you can't. You still cannot convince me that a pediatrician would have signed off on Pruvit's proprietary blend ketones for your toddler. I don't believe it for a second. Anyways, there's a mass exodus happening in Pruvit from the team that used to be the Empire, and many of them, except for, from what I know, Kelsey Ray, her sister Lindy, I don't believe Courtney is going, but pretty much everybody else is taking their teams over to Amare. That's what Bree is doing. She's in Amare now. Yeah. Waited until after the 15th of the month to collect that last check from Pruvit. Also, while I have you here, what's going to happen with Courtney's downline, her income? Because I know this for a fact. Bree was a large part of her team. In fact, I will say this. The only reason that Courtney has held that rank specifically after Jesse Lee's passing is because of Bree and the size of Bree's team. So if the majority of Bree or Bree's team is going to Amare, Courtney, you're in danger, girl. So anyways, let's see what Bree has to say about shout out to the Canadians, about joining Amare. Shall we?
Hello, guys. What's up? What's going on? It's been a minute since I've been live. And I feel like I'm like a newbie. I'm like day one, okay? I am so nervous. I don't even know what I'm going to say. Like, I feel like my brain just went blank. But I'm going to tell y'all, I'm going to spill the beans. I'm going to spill the tea.
There's no tea, Bree. You just joined another company and you're begging people to join you in the new company. There's no tea. What?
Of what I've been up to, and I'm going to tell y'all. Okay, I'm really excited. Y'all have watched my stories. You've seen in my posts. Like, my energy is different, and I just feel like I'm in such an incredible place in my life, and I'm really excited to share it with you guys. So, what's up? What's going on, guys? My name is Bree. I'm coming to you guys live from North Dallas.
It's really wild. Excuse me. When you see people that are joining a new company, how out of breath and over the top excited they are. And I want to emphasize how that feeling of something new and being excited about that something new is extremely intoxicating. I'm not defending what she's saying, but I'm just trying to give a little perspective on what we're probably going to see. Something new, something exciting, something different. And she's probably nervous because not a lot of people probably have known unless she was messaging behind the scenes. Bree. Actually, I know you were because I have some of the messages. Whoops.
Texas. You can go ahead, if you're watching me live, you see the red live box up top, go ahead, drop me a 1 in the comments. And do me a favor, tell me where you guys are coming in from. I know that we have friends all over the world. And I'm probably going to like fidget because I'm so nervous. So bear with me.
What are you nervous about? You nervous Brian's going to sue you for $1 million for going to another company? Huh? Don't worry, Bree. I don't think Brian has the money for that. Just my opinion. Y'all can let me know what you think in the comments. By the way, I'm filming this live with members. So if you've thought about becoming a member, click the join button. I do a lot of members only lives. So if you want to come see some behind the scenes stuff, click the join. Come on over. It's a good time.
Always some love in the comments. It's been a long time since I've been live, but also I'm very nervous to announce what this is.
Why?
Not because I'm nervous of what it is, but because it's just, there's like a fine line between nerves and excitement, right? Isn't that what they say?
Who's they?
We're in New York. I will be in New York next month. Charleston, South Carolina, North Fort Worth. Okay, pretty close to me, probably about 45 minutes. Kentucky. All right, and then I don't want to forget about my replay watchers. So if you guys are watching the replay, you can drop me a 2 in the comments. Go ahead, tell me where you guys are coming from. Like I said, I'm in North Dallas, Texas. I don't want to spill the beans on what it is that I'm doing. But first, I want to take you back a little bit. And I want to start with like where this kind of all started. And I'm going to make this quick. I got dinner. I got kids out there. I got stuff to do, right? If you can relate to that and you're like, I'm busy, I don't have time, Bree, to be sitting on this live for, 45 minutes to an hour. We're not going to do that, okay? What time is it? 7:08.
No, instead she did for 27 minutes.
Let me know in the comments what time it is where you are. So I am 34 years old. I'm a mom of 3. I have a 12-year-old, an almost 9-year-old, and a 1-year-old. And way back in 2017, I was drowning in credit card debt. I was on food stamps. I was on the medical card. I had 2 kids at the time. My husband was working full time. I was bouncing in between jobs while also trying to take care of the kids, right? If you can relate to that, let me know.
She needs you to relate to that. She needs to have those emotional triggers to get you to say what she wants you to say so she can get in your inbox and pitch this thing. I'm going to say this many times probably on this video, but if the products did what they said they're supposed to do or say they're supposed to do, and they had significant, sound, independent, third-party studies that prove that the products do what they say they're supposed to, these emotional storytelling situations would not even be a thing. The only reason people in MLM talk about tell your story, tell your story, tell your story, is because that's how they can manipulate you through emotional triggers and feelings of being left out or feelings of not having enough or not being enough. That is what they use to try and rope you in to introduce you to the commercial cult. That's what she's doing here.
And we were like barely able to stay afloat. And I remember just like something has to give, like I have to be able to make more money. And at the time I was not only bouncing in between jobs, but I was also like trying to do like a direct sales business where I was doing parties for people.
Hey Bree, why don't you tell them about being on the Modair trip after JL was terminated from Modair and feeding information about what was being talked about at the pool, feeding it back to JL at the time. You're leaving that part, being a part of Modair, out of the story, and I wonder why that might be. That's interesting.
And Facebook, Instagram, TikTok didn't even exist. Like social media world wasn't a big thing then. It was there, right? I've been on social media since social media began, but it wasn't like this like thing as it is now. There's so many ways to monetize social media and so on and so forth. And I was like, I have to make money somewhere. And
were you not making money in Modair?
that is where network marketing and monetizing social media came into my life, and it has changed my life in so many ways. So I told you I started on government assistance, so food stamps, medical card, like the WIC coupons in the checkout lane, drowning in credit card debt. I remember sitting on my bed crying, like, how am I ever going to get out from underneath this? I just felt like I was constantly drowning, especially financially. And I went to school, I got a bachelor's degree, I did everything I was supposed to be. Why am I still broke? If you feel that, okay, you can say, you drop me a money sign. Or also, if you're feeling it now, right? The cost of everything is going up. I think I read a report, and I even made a post earlier. You need over $11,000 more to live the same this year as you did last year. And that is wild to me, because from where? That's my baby crying. If you hear her crying, her daddy's out there, but she loves her mommy. Mom life. The beauty is that I can still make an income online while being a mom. So I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to go snuggle her. But right? You have to make more money now to live the same, and costs are rising. So it's like, where are you going to get this money? So that's where I was in 2017. Network marketing, online sales kind of, it was exposed to me, and I was like, oh, like, I feel like I can do this. And I dabbled a little bit. I didn't really make too much money. And then, 2019 rolled around, 2019 and then 2020, and everything changed in my life. It started to click for me. I started making decisions, and a lot of you guys started following me then and started to come into my world. So if you remember all the way back, like when I had blue hair,
I miss my colored hair. I think about it. I'm like, oh, I should go back. I should do this or I should do that. And then the next day I wake up and I'm like, no, I don't want to do that.
word blue in the comments, okay? I just want to say thank you all, because the way you have changed my life over the past, oh my gosh, how many years has it been now? 7 years over the past.
Remember how quickly you said that you'd been researching Pruvit ketones for 7 years in your stories because you were mad that I was saying, hey, please don't give these to your child, and maybe talk to the doctor, because could that have caused the seizures? But you had to act like, oh, how many years has it been? You know how many years it's been, Bree, because y'all used to brag about it. Oh, I've been with this company for 7 years. Yeah, we know.
The way you guys have 7.5 really have changed my life is unexplainable. Like, I can't explain it in terms of, like, I went from drowning in credit card debt on food stamps, medical card, all of that stuff, to, making money that I was able to support my family, get my family off government assistance, move us from Illinois to Texas. I've experienced so many trips. I've had so many amazing opportunities. I met my best friend. Like, I have lived a life that most people only dream of because of you and because of this space. And so I built this massive business with this incredible team for 7.5 years. But for the last 2, I felt like I was drowning. And I'm going to try not to cry, but I probably will.
Really? That's interesting. Because I bet if we went back 2 years on your social media platform, it was all rainbows, butterflies and sunshine, and everything is great because ketones make everything great, right? They never tell the whole story. And I can tell you from personal experience, after doing a live like this, the crash that she is going to experience is going to be intense, because they have to be so hyped. They have to be so over the top with energy, because they think that that's what's going to connect to their audience. You can connect to your audience without having this weird, chaotic energy. In fact, that can be very off-putting for a lot of people. There's going to be quite the crash after this. So it's just interesting to me to hear her say how in the last 2 years she hasn't been happy for whatever reason, because I highly doubt she was telling anybody that. I highly doubt that she was telling her team that she was making significant income. I highly doubt it.
Because it's really emotional. I got pregnant.
Why?
On December 30th, 2022.
Okay.
Found out early January that I was pregnant with our third. Yes, we were trying. Everything was great.
I don't know if she's going to talk about a miscarriage, but content warning just in case, because I think that may be where we're going. I'm not really sure because of the time frame. So just please prepare yourself for that in the event. I don't know if she's talking about her youngest because the time frame, I'm not sure, but please take care of yourself.
Great. I feel like everything was good until it wasn't. If you can relate to that, drop yes in the comments. Everything feels like it's going good, and then it just feels like it.
I think this is with her daughter that she was giving ketones to.
It just bombards you. So I found out I was pregnant at the beginning of 2023, and I was really sick, okay? Like, I was nauseous all of the time. About a month and a half after we found out I was pregnant, I found out that one of my best friends and also my mentor in business, the business that I had built to, I made almost $1 million in this business. So I'm
This is where she's going to talk about Jessie Lee being diagnosed with cancer. So again, please take care of yourselves.
made $1 million online since 2017. And so this business that I built over all these years, and I made almost $1 million in that particular business. And we had hundreds of people in our team, and I showed hundreds of people how to make money online. And so much of that was due to this woman. So she's one of my best friends. I mean, she was at my wedding. She was at my bachelorette party, right? It's just so many things intertwined into my life. We found out that she had stage 4 cancer. So I'm sick and I'm pregnant. We found out that she has stage 4 cancer. And the rest of 2023 just kind of was blah for me. There were times that were really exciting. There was moments that I had fun with my friends and family.
Yeah.
But it was just constant like,
I mean, with good reason. That's a lot to process. That's a lot to handle. It's a lot to deal with, especially being that close to Jessie Lee. That was probably really hard. And then to deal with that on top of being pregnant. Tough. If I remember correctly, I think she had her baby the Monday or Tuesday after Jessie Lee passed. And I can't imagine that. I can't imagine how hard that must have been for her and her family.
I was sick. I didn't want to do anything. I would find solace in making content here with you guys where I would be excited. I would make pregnancy content and then I would go and I would lay down because I was tired and I didn't feel good and all of these things. And then I would start to feel ungrateful because I'm like, oh my gosh, like she's sick. You know what I'm saying, right? This spiral of like grief before grief. I don't know if you've ever experienced that. So then fast forward to September of 2023.
What do you mean grief before grief? I mean, she was sick from being pregnant, but I don't understand what she means by that.
My friend passed away, and 2 days later, I gave birth to my daughter. So now at that point, I'm going through postpartum and grief at the same time.
Yeah.
So roll around
Monday.
2024. Beginning of 2024, so beginning of last year. 2023 was an incredibly difficult year for me. If it was for you, you can drop 2023 in the comments. 2024 was worse. 2024 broke me in ways I didn't know that I could be broken, and also healed me in ways that I didn't know I needed to be. I'm not going to cry because I'm really excited. This is really exciting.
Kind of like Pruvit's ketones, allegedly, according to these people, would help you with energy and sleep. Same kind of thing, or what? I'm not trying to be a total jerk here, but it's kind of like, what are we doing? Why does anybody, especially because she's saying, you know, people have been following her for quite some time. Why do people need to know any of this if you're trying to sell them an MLM product? This is a perfect example of go tell your story so you can emotionally manipulate your audience. She's trying to bring about an emotional response from her audience, because it would be very simple to say, hey, I started with this new company. Here's why. Here's what the products can do for you. Here's the studies that don't actually exist, you know, and so check it out if you want to. But see, the majority of this is going to be emotional and emotional manipulation, because why is any of this relevant?
The 2024 part, but I just want to give you guys a little backstory of how I got to where I am right now, and then tell you where we are. So 2024 broke me in ways I didn't know that I could be broken. About 4 months into postpartum hit me harder than I imagined, than I anticipated. Okay, Katie. It hit me harder than I anticipated about month 4. So if you're going through postpartum, or if you have, like, I feel like a lot of people say it's like 4 to 6 weeks. For me, it was like month 4 to 6. Okay. I don't know what y'all are talking about. 4 to 6 weeks. I was not prepared. So I was going through the thick of postpartum. I was super depressed, and
I mean, it's going to be different for anybody. And if anybody is experiencing any kind of depression, I want to encourage you to talk to somebody about it, get some help. I'm afraid, because we're talking about Amare, because we're talking about Happy Juice, I'm afraid that that's going to become part of her pitch, that she's going to start targeting postpartum depression victims. And I hate that. So please take care of yourself. If you're struggling with depression, please talk to somebody about it. Please get some help. Don't suffer in silence.
I just remember I would sit at my desk. I made a whole post about it. I would sit at my desk every single day, and my husband would come back to work or back home from work. He went back to work in 2023 also, by the way. So I really didn't work my business much in 2023, and then I'm starting to rebuild. My husband goes back to work, so I'm now grieving by myself at home. My other 2 kids are at school with a newborn, postpartum. January was a wreck for me. I didn't know. I would cry every single day when he would come home from work. I'm like, I can't do this anymore. But I kept pushing through. For you guys, for the people following me, for the people on our team, for the other moms. I kept pushing through for my kids,
What?
right? You just keep going. Moms can understand this on a level like no one else can.
Notice that she listed everybody else except for her family towards the end here. I kept showing up for you guys because people like Bree think that they're actually putting out content that helps people. Now, if this wasn't associated with a pitch for Amare and their products towards the tail end of this, I'd be like, well, this is important that we're talking about it. Let's, destigmatize talking about mental health, talking about postpartum depression. Let's continue to have these conversations. But this is being tied in to a pitch for an MLM company. And that's the part that's disgusting. And to think, oh, well, I was suffering with postpartum depression, but I kept showing up for you guys and our team. That's gross.
You just keep going. It's almost like you don't have a choice. So I just kept pushing. I just kept pushing. I have to show up. I have to rebuild. I have to do this business. I have to provide for my family. I have to mom for my kids. And I never.
Please explain to us why you had to rebuild. Did you have a mass exodus of your team? She's talking about 2024. What happened in 2024, and why are you not giving details around that? Did you lose a big chunk of your team? I just have so many questions, because if you're going to mention it and be very vague with certain things and overshare in other areas to try and manipulate your audience, tell the whole story. It's so weird to me.
I never let it come out. Well, I did. I cried some. And then I want to say, I think March was like one of the hardest moments of my life.
This is a perfect example of the chaos that is multi-level marketing. This is the perfect example of the spinning plates that I have not talked about in quite some time. You are balancing, when you're in an MLM and you have a team, you are balancing your personal sales, you're balancing social media, team training, company events, leadership calls. You have all of these things that you are spinning. And the second that you stop in one of those areas, the plates come crashing down. And I'm wondering if some of those things, some of those plates crashed, and that's why she's saying that she had to rebuild. I wonder if people left her team because she was sick. She was suffering with postpartum depression. Any normal human being would say, oh, I need to take care of myself. I need to take a step back from some of my responsibilities because I need some help. And there's nothing wrong with that. But in a multi-level marketing company, you're not allowed to do that. Because the second you do, people leave, or they go to another company, or they turn off their auto ships, or your customers cancel their account. It's cultivated chaos being in an MLM, and thinking that chaos are income generating activities. The majority of them are not. It's free advertising for the MLM companies. That's really what it is.
Life or I think it was March. Was it March? Can't remember. Regardless, somewhere in the spring, I have to look back at the months. Then our company cut the compensation plan and my income dropped drastically. So then I was like I'm grieving postpartum, trying to rebuild my business at home all day by myself. Our company cuts the compensation plan and it like slashes my income drastically. So now I'm sitting here like, oh my God, like literally everything is crumbling in my life.
But Bree, I thought you were your own boss. I thought you were a CEO of your business. Because if you were, wouldn't you be the one making the decision on your income and how much you profit from selling a product? This is a perfect example of it is not your business if you are in an MLM. The company, and many companies, are cutting commissions and cutting different parts of the compensation plan because they're trying to generate revenue. They're trying to keep as much of the company's revenue for the company as possible. And I think one of the main signs, if you will, that a company, an MLM company, is having trouble is when you see multiple compensation plan changes, or you see, like in Pruvit's case, them selling the course from last year, the $997 K-Talk course, to help people with coaching their customers on how to drink ketones. $997. And they were going to put more out, but they didn't. So if you're seeing cash grabs like that, if you're seeing compensation plan cuts, things of that nature, price changes, red flag.
And that's how it felt. And then it slowly kind of started to like feel like I was getting it back, but it was like I was forcing it. Have you ever felt like you forced something? So I kind of felt like I was forcing this. I didn't agree with things that were happening. I was feeling online. I was like feeling very disenfranchised. I'm like, I gotta get out. Like I feel like I'm drowning. I feel like I'm being suffocated. And I didn't know what to do, where to turn, where to go, because This is my livelihood. This is what I'm doing. Like, this is how I pay our bills. And then I finally decided that I couldn't do it anymore. And I sat down and I said to myself,
I thought you said that your husband went back to work and you weren't working as much. So clearly he was the one paying the bills and such. But now you're telling your audience that this is how you paid your bills. I'm just confused.
I said to myself, is this what you want to do for the next 5 years, or do you want to do something different? And I said, I want to do something different. And that was it. And there was more contemplation that went in that. I don't like to make rash decisions, so I thought about it. I did research. I asked questions. I did all of the stuff that I was supposed to do. And once I saw what I saw...
You don't like to make rash decisions, but you sure did when you posted those stories. Upset that people were questioning you and your decision to give your toddler, your infant, if you will, ketones. Remember the time that you said, oh, I'll give you my husband's number. Let's see how well that goes for you. I don't need to hide behind my husband, Bree. That to me seems like a rash, emotional decision.
I couldn't unsee it, right? A lot of y'all say that in a negative term. You'd be like, well, I saw what I saw, and I saw what I needed to see, and then I can't unsee it. That was me. I saw what I needed to see, and I couldn't unsee it on both sides, and I couldn't unsee it, and I was like, that's it. That's it. That's my next 5 years. That's my next 10. I don't know what 10 years holds. I'm going to be honest with y'all. That's my next 5 years. That's what I want to do. That's what I want to build. And so I want to tell you about what I'm building. Are you excited? If you're excited, drop me some hearts in the comments, because I told you the sad story, okay? I told you 2023 broke me. 2024 broke me in ways I couldn't even imagine.
Yeah, you emotionally manipulated your audience, and now you're blasting them with this excitement, and it's probably giving them whiplash. That's a lot.
And it's just like, I feel like December, I felt like I was finally coming out of the fog, and I could see the light, like the lighthouse. I've never even been on a boat and seen a lighthouse, but I feel like that's what it would be like if I was on a ship at night in the fog, feeling like I'm drowning, like my boat is about to sink, and then I see the lighthouse. I feel like that was me. I feel like I saw the lighthouse. Now, I wish what I was doing now I had when I was going through postpartum. I feel like it would have changed my life, but I didn't.
See, now, you can't say that. That is a health claim. You can't say that drinking Amare's products, which is what you're about to pitch, you can't say that they help with postpartum depression. Oh my God.
And so part of that is what I'm also excited about. So are you ready? Drop me some hearts. I want to tell you. Okay. So I'm a professional network marketer. Okay. Let's get that straight. I'm a professional network marketer.
This video is giving professional. That's sarcasm, by the way.
We make money online on every social media platform, and that is what I do. That is what I do. If that's what you want to do, you guys, you can just drop like info in the comments. I will tell you more, like give you details, show you how to make money online. I've showed hundreds of people how to make hundreds of dollars online. I've helped multiple people make.
So here's the thing. If you want to monetize your social media, you don't need to join an MLM to do that. Just a suggestion, but if you really want to monetize your social media, you want to grow your social media platform, maybe you want to share affiliate things, maybe there's a couple options. One, perhaps you could look into something like Skillshare. Skillshare is a website that you can use that you can learn anything. It's pretty cool. When I was editing my own videos, I was watching Skillshare videos to try and learn different shortcuts and different ways that I can edit. It was really, really cool. And I think it's like $20 a month. The other thing that you could do is you could hire a social media manager to help you with that because they know the way. So you don't have to join a multi-level marketing company to try and grow your social media platform because you want to monetize. You can do that. And the wild part is that you're probably going to be respected a little bit more by doing that without including a multi-level marketing company.
6 figures online. Like, I know how to do this myself, and I know how to help other people do it as well. So you can just drop info in the comments and I'll help you. But when I was exposed to this, I got on a call. My best friend, let's get on this call. All right, cool. Get on this call. And
who else was on that call? Did you tell your team? Did Megan tell her team? That's her best friend, by the way. Did Megan George tell her team? When was this? Was this in December? November. When did you make this decision? Because you've been unhappy with Pruvit for the last two years, probably has not disclosed that to anybody, kept collecting the check and all of that stuff. So when was this call? I'm just trying to see something.
I was told things that I never learned before, right? Things about gut health, things about how your gut can determine what is happening up here. And so often we think it's all in the brain, and really it starts in the gut. And I started to think back to last July when I went to the doctor and I said, I'm depressed. Well, I didn't say I was depressed. I said, I'm real sad. I'm pretty sure I have anxiety. I'm going through grief. I'm postpartum. And she threw a prescription at me for medication and told me that I was depressed, needed to see a therapist and take this medicine.
Yes.
And I got on the phone when I left that doctor. This was last July. I got on the phone with my husband and I'm crying. And she said, I'm depressed and I need to get on medicine. She's nothing against medicine, you guys, but it didn't feel right. And so fast.
You're telling this, trying to say that Amare is an option instead of a prescribed medication and a therapist. That's absurd, Bree. That is absolutely absurd, and that is beyond dangerous.
Forward now, I'm starting to learn about this stuff like gut health and mental health. And golly, I wish I would have had this back when I was postpartum, right? So I'm learning more about how the gut impacts your mental health. And I'm all about mental health because I have dealt with so many different things in my life, friends with things in their lives. And I'm sitting here like, this is going to change.
Wow, she's all about mental health. But have y'all ever heard her talk about mental health before she was a part of Amare?
My life. This is going to change so many people's lives. You know, I have never been the one, dabbled in it about marketing like fat loss just for a little bit. But I don't really like to cook live. I did it, but it's not my thing. I don't really like to talk about fat loss. I mean, I lost some, but it wasn't my thing. I want to talk.
This is giving Mandy Mitchell. This is giving all of the things that Mandy Mitchell was saying when she switched from Pruvit to Amare. Oh, I don't want to talk about weight loss, but then talks about how she's in a size pants that she hasn't seen in quite some time. Yes, I've seen that post, Mandy. Come on.
Talk about a product that can help more people, that can change more people's lives that are truly, truly struggling with anxious feelings and sad thoughts and healing their gut so that the way that it connects to their brain can do it differently. The amount of people who have gut issues, and I didn't know this, but now I know this, so FYI, most things that people are experiencing within their bodies that are outwardly expressed are starting in their gut. Didn't know that.
Oh, really? What's your source on that? Amare? Okay.
Interesting. There are a lot of things you can heal, whether it's in the mind, in the brain, or other things that are caused by gut issues. And I'm like, well, that's cool. I love that.
Notice how vague her language is. Other things in the gut that could cause problems. You know what I'm saying? Come on.
That's great. So I'm like, okay, this product is cool. Would have changed my life straight postpartum, but I feel like it's going to change my life even more. And now I'm excited to share this with other people. But then I was exposed to what the business.
Did you see that she did a version of Feel, Felt, Found? I feel like it would have been, I wish I would have had this, but now I do. So I'm excited about, you know what I'm saying? It was almost like a version of Feel, Felt, Found. It's very interesting. Wow, I've never heard that, Bree.
This could do. And I already told you my story on how this industry changed my life financially, from food stamps to medical card, drowning in credit card debt. I've watched people do the same in their families. I've watched moms be able to.
Yes, remind them about the emotional manipulation so that they join your team, Bree.
To quit their jobs so they can be home with their families. I've watched dads be able to quit their jobs so they can be home with their families. I've watched people get off government assistance. I've watched people buy new cars. I've watched people move their families into safer houses and out of houses with cockroaches. I've watched it happen. I've helped some of these people do this, and I know the power of this space. So when I saw what this company had to offer, when I saw that you can come in with no experience, no big following, because I didn't have one, and if you just get 5 people, you get $500. I was like, what? My mouth went like this. I've been in this industry really a total of 10 years and I've never seen anything like it. And I sat there like, this isn't real. If you could use $500 in the next 30 days, drop me 500 in the comments, please, because That seems like such a small amount of money to people, but $500 for most people would change the game in the way that they feel every day. Like, they would feel less stressed. They would be able to start a savings account. They wouldn't get kicked out of their house. They wouldn't lose their mortgage or go into foreclosure for $500. That's insane. So my mouth was like this. Shut up.
I mean, that's very generalized, what she is saying here. Also laced with emotional manipulation. This is really gross.
Shut up. It's not real. It's real, okay? And then they continue to explain it. And she said, yeah, and we have trips that you can earn completely paid for. I said, stop. Stop. I've earned one trip completely paid for in my entire career. And I haven't earned any trip completely paid for through the company in 7 years. I said, quit it. Where do I get to go? Orlando and Cabo. Deal. And I get to help other people do it? I'm in.
Orlando and Cabo.
I'm in. And then she started talking about how you get pools of the company and you get like pool shares of the company and you don't have to be this massive 6-figure earner in order to get them. What I heard was that the average person with no big following, with no big experience, could come in and make money, and that, to me, done. Sold. Let's go. Sign me up.
That's all it took, though, huh? After 7.5 years of researching ketones, that's all it took? $500? A couple free trips? That's it? Okay.
I'm ready. Why? Because you know what I hate? Let me tell you what I hate. I don't know if you're familiar with this space at all, but the way that what I do works, it's called network marketing, okay? Again, if you want info, just drop the word info. The way that this works,
you have to recruit a lot of people in order to make the most money. And then you have to continue spinning the plates. And hopefully you'll get some customers along the way using health claims and medical claims and emotional manipulation and trauma dumping and, you know, all the things, as these MLMers like to say. That's how it works.
Is we are ambassadors for a product. Sometimes a service, but primarily products. And we make a commission when we sell them. And I teach, train, and coach other people to do the same thing that I do. And I get a little bit extra because I help them be successful, right? So if they're not successful, I don't make anything.
If you see an MLMer on your timeline that is claiming that they teach, coach, and train people to be successful, look at the income disclosure statement, because they can say whatever they want online, but the income disclosure statement comes directly from the company. So Bree here can say whatever she wants, but it's not going to change what information the company themselves share on that income disclosure statement.
Off of what they do. Make sense? If that makes sense, drop me a $sign. If they're not successful, I make nothing off of what they do. Cool. Love it. That's great for me. You know what I hate? It's called a compensation plan. I hate a compensation plan that's backwards. I hate a compensation plan that heavily rewards top retailers and top earners and says all these people on the bottom eat dirt.
Well, I mean, Bree, that's multi-level marketing. That's multi-level marketing. That's how it works.
Eat dirt. I don't like that. And
But you did for 7.5 years. 2 of which you were unhappy. It was okay with you then.
I said to myself, I want a compensation plan that rewards the average person for doing just a little bit, so they can make a little bit of extra money for their family. So they're not addicted to their phones or a slave to their phones every day. I want Susie, who's never been in this space before, but has some friends, has a little bit of a following, has some people on TikTok that she can talk to, and she can get 5 people come in and make $500 for her family without being a slave.
She can get 5 people. Are you talking about recruiting 5 people or 5 customers? Because when you say getting 5 people to come in, that makes me think recruiting. But you don't want to say recruiting because that's very triggering and people then know exactly what you're talking about. No. You're not going to use that terminology. So which is it?
To her phone. She doesn't have to miss time with her family because she can just talk to 5 people, get 5 people on the product to make $500.
Okay, customers?
And I said, I'm in. Because it flipped for me. The switch flipped. It went from only rewarding the people at the top to rewarding everyone in the entire organization. And for me, that's a win. Here's what I know, and I've been taught this for a long time. When you help enough people get what you want, you'll get what you want too.
Not the Zig Ziglar quote. Listen, I don't have enough Diet Dr. Pepper or Dr. Pepper Zero for this. Well, I've never heard somebody use a Zig Ziglar quote.
But I don't want to get what I want while everybody else is on the ground.
You have been, though.
And so when I saw it, I couldn't unsee it. And I said, I'm going to change so many lives. My sister-in-law just joined our team. Some of the most incredible people I've ever met in my life have joined.
There are really phenomenal people that unfortunately get sucked into multi-level marketing companies. It sucks, guys. It really sucks seeing good people sucked into these companies. It sucks to see people sucked into these companies. Hey, I said what I said.
And the thought of them being able to love their social media and love what they do and share it with the people that they love and the people that follow them and the people that they connect with, and just get 5 people and they can make $500 and they can pay for soccer and they can pay for dance and they can save up money for Disney and they can do all of the things they haven't been able to do because they didn't have a few extra $100.
But you definitely pitched this very thing in Pruvit. Maybe not the get 5 people, make $500, but you absolutely have pitched people joining Pruvit as a promoter in order to pay for dance, in order to pay for soccer, make some money so that their house isn't foreclosed on, pay their rent. You definitely have pitched all of this. The only thing different here is the company, the name of the product, and then the 5 for $500. But that sounds to me like it's a fast start bonus. So what happens after the fast start period?
That to me is a win. All the leadership stuff, if you're a leader and you want to build big and you want to make hundreds of thousands, here's what I'm going to tell you. You help enough people get it and you'll get it. So when I said I was leaving a 6-figure business to chase an 8-figure dream, it wasn't because I want to make $1 million.
Right.
It's because when I make $1 million here, there's going to be hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people bringing in money for their family. Not me making just $1 million, but hundreds of people making money for their family. And for that, I'm in. I'm sold. And so I'm going to leave you guys with this. There's trips. There's all the great stuff. If you're a leader, then you should understand what I'm saying. And if you don't understand what I'm saying, you're not the leader for this team. You're not the person for this team. I want people who want to love on people. I want people who want more for people. I want people who want to help people. I want people who want to change their life. That's who I want. I want people who are ready and excited and willing and coachable to do exactly what I tell them to do, because I know what to do and I want to help you guys change your lives. So I'll just recap really quickly. Yes, I'm done with what I was doing. Now I'm doing something else. It's focused on gut health, mental wellness, because when your mind and your brain are functioning optimally, you feel better, you do better, right? All of those things. So the product is centered around the gut-brain connection and how you can improve your gut and how you can help your mental wellness so you can be healthy, wealthy, all of that good stuff. That's what the product is focused around. And yes, it has all of the good stuff. It's science-backed. It's clinically tested. Did you hear me?
Is it as science-backed as Pruvit ketones? I can't. Guys, y'all already know how I feel about these companies saying, oh, we have clinical studies. And then you look at the clinical studies and it's funded by the company. It's on a small group of people. There was no control. You guys already know. We've gone down this path with LifeWave in great detail. Come on.
It's clinically tested and it's third-party tested. It's in, I don't even know how many countries at this point. So many that I can't even count. And you know why? Because the ingredients are clean. The ingredients are so good that they pass all of the rigorous tests. It's holistic. Like, it's amazing. Okay? And then from a business standpoint, so if you're looking, really, let me tell you the benefits of it, because I skipped over that because I'm just so excited about the business, and then I'm going to jump off of here. The benefits are things like, it helps with anxious feelings. It helps decrease those sad thoughts that people have. It helps decrease cortisol levels, which is your stress hormone. It helps with the inflammation. It helps with the bloating. It helps with all of those things. You know, when you heal your gut, you can help heal your skin. You heal so many things. Let me see. What else? It helps increase your happiness by 211%. Come on now. 211%. I'm trying to be happier. Okay. I'm trying to be.
Oh, really? How do you measure that? How did you measure that? Or was it subjective on these clinical studies? I can't. Oh my God. These people.
All of the happiness. So mood and focus and all of those good things and energy, but from the inside, not just
Listen, if you're struggling with anxiety, depression, please seek help from a professional. Talk to somebody. An MLM product is not it.
putting a Band-Aid on it, but healing you holistically. It's about awakening the doctor within you to heal yourself holistically so you can live your best life. Now, on the business side, I already said.
What? So you're making claims that Amare products heal internally? You can't say that. We have doctors within us? What do you mean? Oh, guess what, guys? We all have doctors within us. So we don't need to go to medical school anymore. We don't need to go through any of that. Doctors within. God.
I already said it. It's incredible. And I'm so excited. I just feel so aligned and so excited for what's to come now. I've been on this live long enough. If you want info, drop the word info in the comments. Go ahead, share this out. Share this out to a page, to a group, to a friend. Share it out to your profile. There's somebody out there that needs this. There's somebody out there that maybe wants to work holistically with some products and help with those anxious feelings or those sad thoughts. We have a girl whose son has ADHD symptoms. And so it's crushing. We have a kids product and she loves it. It's doing amazing things for her son. So there's so many incredible products. You can drop info. I'll tell you about both. Don't worry.
That is a health claim. You cannot say that.
But from a business standpoint, if you were like, Bria, I could use an extra $500 a month, but I don't want to be a slave to my phone, you can drop the word info. Because I don't want you to be a slave to your, I want to pour belief into you. I'm going to give you the tips, the tools, the tricks to make this happen.
Oh, let me guess. You're going to pour belief in people until they learn to believe in themselves? Well, I've never heard that before. I know you've said that in Pruvit.
And I want you to be able to work this business in the cracks of your day, during school pickup line, during nap time, maybe your potty breaks at work, maybe your lunch breaks. I don't know what that looks like. Maybe when you're supposed to be watching a movie, instead you're working your business. That's what I do.
Or maybe just watch a movie. Remember how she was talking about not being a slave to her phone, but here she's giving examples of being a slave to her phone. Listen, if I go to the bathroom, I want to scroll TikTok and hang out and do what I want. I don't want to be working and messaging people like Fraser Brooks teaches people to do. Toilet time. No, thank you. That's a sacred time for us. If I'm watching a movie, I just want to watch a movie.
I work a lot more than the average person because this is my full-time.
Right.
This is my full-time income.
Right.
But I want to be able to help the average person make $500 a month without being a slave to their phone. And if that sounds good to you, you can drop the word info in the comments because that sounds good to me. And it is in my entire best interest in business to help you make money because when you make money, I win. Not in like a conceited ego way.
Oh my God. It is in her best interest that you guys win. Oh, it's not an ego thing. Okay.
But if I don't help you make money, then I'm not rewarded, right? So I'm going to help you, but also my heart is there.
Oh, okay. Of course.
But yeah, I want to help you guys make money. I want to help you guys feel better. So if you want to learn how to make $500 or unlimited, some of you are like, Brianna, I need 1,000. Good. But in order to get to 1,000, we got to make 500 first, right? So let me show you to make the 500. Then I'll show you to make the 1,000. I'll show you to make the 2,000. My best friend has already got her monthly minimum of $2,000 a month. She's less than a month in. She's earned.
And did she get that from bringing over distributors from Pruvit? How much of that income is from customers versus distributors?
A trip to Orlando and Cabo, completely paid for, less than a month in. And if you don't have any experience or you don't have a big social media following, that's totally fine. It's not required. I will show you how to build it. I'll show you how to make content. We have content plans. We have systems. We have an onboarding system. We have all kinds of things, everything you need. And
wow, almost like you said that you had improved it. Remember Saga, the website?
Of course, me. And you're going to be able to lock arms with me, run hand in hand, and we're going to get this thing going. So
see, you should have taken that breath like at the beginning of this. Just calm down a second. Because it was real chaotic.
I was very, very nervous. I hope I answered all your questions. I hope I told you exactly what I'm doing. And there'll be more to come.
Except you didn't mention exactly what you're doing because you didn't even mention the company name. You didn't even mention the product. You made a whole bunch of claims, but you did that on purpose. Let's just be real, Bree. You did that on purpose so that people have to ask you what the company is, and then you can get in the inbox, and then you tag them in a video or invite them to the Zooms that you and Megan are doing. It's the same playbook. I'm saying playbook on purpose too because Pruvit playbook. That's something that they talk about all the time. It's the same playbook.
So I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Remember, please share this, slam the share button, because somebody that you know needs to hear this. So if you're looking for, to be happy.
Someone needs to hear this video so that they don't fall victim to the emotional manipulation that she's sharing here. So if you want to share this video out, feel free. And if not, that's okay too. I appreciate y'all being here.
Decrease anxious feelings, decrease inflammation, decrease your cortisol, which is your stress hormone, all of that good stuff. And just,
oh, please tell us more about hormones, Bree. Please. I beg of you. I beg of you as a mom that is in a multi-level marketing company to tell us all, educate us on hormones.
Be happier and more aligned to what you're doing in life, then I think this is for you, and I would love to show it to you and see what you think. You can drop the word info in the comments, share out this video. I love you guys. I appreciate you. I can't wait to connect with all of you and get you started. And more importantly, I can't wait to change all of your guys' lives. I hope you have a great rest of your Wednesday night, and I will talk to you soon. Bye. That
was a lot. I feel like we need to take a deep breath because that was so chaotic. And after I got out of multi-level marketing, I have no tolerance for chaos. I feel like, okay. Anyways, there's a mass exodus happening within Pruvit, within the team that used to be called the Empire. A lot of them are going to Amare. I just wonder if they're going to be under Kelsey Gigi or Mandy Mitchell or, God, what is her last name? She used to follow me. Her husband's name is Craig. I can't remember her name. I can see their faces, but I cannot remember their name. It's the same old thing, guys. She's taking everything that she used to say in Pruvit, and she's saying it in Amare. There's going to be more to come on this. We're going to be covering more of these people. They're going to try and hide their lives. Listen, the anti-MLM movement is far too vast. If you have information that you want me to see, aaronbees.com is how you can send it to me. Avery Jo made my website, so check her out if you need a website. And guys, don't join an MLM. Don't join an MLM. This is absolutely absurd. Thanks for being here. Thanks for watching all the way through, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye, everybody.